In just over 4 days, the U.S. will run out of time to avoid a default on our bills. President Joe Biden is expressing some optimism, but whether or not that happens now rests with Congress. Skylar Henry has more on the upcoming vote that could raise the debt ceiling in exchange for spending cuts.
When asked about the debt ceiling deal ahead of his trip to Colorado, President Biden said things are going as planned.
God willing, by the time I land, the Congress will have acted, the House will have acted, and we'll be one step closer.
It's going to take the centrists from both parties to pass the bill because some lawmakers on the right and left have already said they'll vote no.
I think Republicans need to own this vote. This was their deal. This was their negotiations.
You can cut spending, you can cap spending, but until we change the way we do business and rein in government, nothing will ever change.
That's your only...
That is why I'm a no.
Right now, leaders in both parties are saying that at the end of the day, they will muster enough votes to pass the bill through the House.
You're not going to solve this problem just with one party. Look, we're close in numbers and everywhere else, and I think this is a problem for all of America. This is a place that both parties should actually come together in.
If the bill clears the House, it will then be up to the Senate.
I cannot stress enough that we have no margin for error.
When this agreement reaches the Senate, I'll be proud to support it without delay.
The Treasury Secretary says if the debt ceiling doesn't get raised, the country will run out of money to pay its bills June 5th.
Well, just to be very clear, the U.S. has never defaulted in its history. Congress has changed the debt ceiling 78 times in the past to avert a default. But if the current Congress isn't able to make a deal by that June 5th, it could become a reality for the first time ever. Here's a look at one way experts believe it could potentially impact some Americans. What happens to Social Security benefits if the U.S. defaults on its debts? Well, let's connect the dots. 66 million Americans receive Social Security. The impact of any delay in payments would depend, in part, on the calendar. Treasury officials say bills are paid in the order in which they come due, and it may not be possible to change the department's systems to prioritize some obligations over others. If checks are delayed because of default, beneficiaries would be compensated for any shortfalls or delays after Congress resolves their stalemate. Some economists believe that won't be necessary, saying the Treasury Department could use Social Security's trust fund to make sure that folks receive monthly payments on a normal schedule. But others aren't so sure about that. No matter what, a default could create many challenges for households already struggling to pay the bills. And that's connecting the dots. If the current debt deal is approved, the student loan payment pause will end. If you have student debt, here are 3 things that you need to know about the debt deal. First and foremost, it does not impact student loan forgiveness. You are still eligible for up to $20,000 in forgiveness if the Supreme Court, of course, ends up siding with President Biden. But the pause on repayments for the rest of your debt would end by the end of August. The only way payments could be paused again is if Congress passes a new law to pause them. With repayments starting up again, CBS News business analyst has some advice for you.
If you have a student loan or any other debt, create a list of each loan, include monthly payment amounts and the interest rate. Focus on the highest interest loans and then systematically work your way down to the lower interest ones. For parents, if you can afford to help the kids without jeopardizing your own financial security, that's fine. But no borrowing against the house or the 401k.
One more thing financial experts say you want to do for today is to sign up for auto draft. That way, when the payments do start up again, you won't accidentally miss it and take a hit to your credit score. Well, the average debt is now $37,000, but many owe 6 figures, and they may wonder really how they're ever going to pay it off. Graduates at one small California college learned what it means to have all their student debt wiped out. Mark Strassman caught up with some of them.
2 gifts have shaped Kayla Medina Villanueva's life: her artistic talent and the unlikely kindness of a stranger.
I'm still a little bit in shock when I think about it.
May of last year, commencement exercises at Otis College of Art and Design in Los Angeles. The moment when dreams collided with debt for grads like Kayla.
Minor contemporary clay with honors.
When you graduated from Otis, how much did you owe?
I believe it was around $50,000 to $60,000. Like, where am I going to work? How am I going to be able to pay this off?
Sometimes it really pays to listen to the commencement speaker.
I had the opportunity to attend Otis Summer of Art when I was 15, enrolling in graphic design and drawing.
In this case, billionaire Evan Spiegel, the founder of Snap Inc.
You don't need me to tell you you're going to do amazing things. You've got everything you need to pursue your dreams.
Everything maybe but a winning lottery ticket. What followed was pretty darn close.
But now we have one more gift for the class of 2022.
And I told my friend, what, are they going to pay our student loans? Joking around.
Nope, no joke.
Evan and Miranda, through their Spiegel Family Fund, have made the largest single gift in the history of Otis College. Their gift will enable you to repay your student loans.
My jaw dropped. I was like, what?
Kayla's classmate, 23-year-old Suhey Elias.
What just happened? I just said, oh my God.
Not pennies from heaven, but millions from Evan. The special gift from Spiegel and his wife, model and businesswoman Miranda Kerr, totaled more than $10 million. Otis president Charles Hirschhorn.
People are crying. It's making me cry.
They were right in front of me, and they're all gasping.
A year later, Suhey still gasping and free to pursue her dream, painting.
I might have had to put my dream aside and just focus on the loans, but now I'm able to, just do what I love.
Kayla sells her ceramics in art shows, but she wants to pay her gift forward and teach art in her LA Mexican-American community.
Would that have been remotely possible if you had a student loan to pay off?
No, the bills would be the ones kind of deciding what I did after. Now it's me deciding.
Hirschhorn hopes Spiegel's gift will inspire other philanthropists.
Debt is a real, it's like tying an arm behind their back.
And philanthropy is one magic wand.
There are no magic wands,
yeah.
But I think investing in students is a good investment.
Suhey Elias promises investing in her will pay off.
If Evan Spiegel watches this story, what would you like to say to him?
Just thank you. Just thank you, thank you, thank you. It's a blessing.
Why so emotional?
Just my mom, she passed away 4 years ago. And she would be so proud.
Turns out, giving is also a fine art.
Well, back on the U.S.'s impending debt crisis, the House is expected to vote on the debt deal sometime this evening. When that happens, the Senate is already on notice that they need to act. Lawmakers, again, have until June 5th to prevent the U.S. from defaulting on its loans for the first time in history. We'll be right back.